10 seconds remaining. Dire team back.
You back, Neff? Already game 2, you missed game 1.
Radiant team back. Dire team back.
Hey, newsflash. I am drag and drop. Wow.
Radiant team back.
You ready? Not yet. Watch out.
Dire team back.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Time for some more Dota. Best of 3 this time between the Tigers and their challengers. 496 Gaming just knocked out Detonator, who probably just based on name recognition side of the ESL sphere have been the favorites in that best of 1. But 496 Gaming also a name that you will have seen around if you've been following the ESL squad from Vietnam. And they're not too bad here, especially with the last game. Pretty good stuff here with the Terrorblade. Also brought out the Lycan again. A nice little vacuum combo full from Darks here. All this cool Dota jazz. Hopefully they can bring something to the table as well. But Tigers still heavy favorites coming. My name is Drag and Drop, and I'm joined by Neff. How are you doing?
Great, it's a pleasure to be joining you again. These bands so far, we were talking about these sort of things in the last game, right? Obviously both these teams were taking notes here about what the other team did the drafting phase, but a lot of these heroes being banned out were more so popular in the last patch than they are right now, but everyone is pretty comfortable with these heroes. They've practiced them time and time again, so they don't really want people to get their hands on what they considered strong in the last patch. But yeah, last series, for both these teams that they won, one team played pretty impressive Darks here, and the other played a pretty impressive Magnus, so keeping the enemy team's hands off those particular heroes, making sure they don't get as nice of a game, because I think those are heroes that they're pretty comfortable with.
I guess straight out of the gate with one of these heroes that has come back into popularity even before the changes. Then, especially out of the support position, gained more and more traction. Now, got buffed a little bit as well, didn't it? With Warcry now giving health based on your bunch of some numbers, and you get a few items to get proper talents and whatnot with your ultimate. You can give a whole lot of extra health to everybody compared to what you've been able to do before.
Yep. And I haven't actually had the chance to experiment with it other than reading the patch notes. Is it based on Sven's health or the hero's health?
Sven's health, Sven's strength.
The Sven's strength, alright.
10 seconds.
So when he activates his God strength, he's going to be giving everybody quite a bit of HP.
5 seconds remaining. Radiant
previously the max was 400 something. Now with again, if you have a few items, if you have your ultimate 5 as well with the plus 40 strength talent, you give like maybe 200 more.
Alright, it's a lot weaker in the early game. I mean, one of the strongest it was in the early game before, and I guess a lot of people were complaining about that, so I kind of like that change. I feel like it's an interesting way to do things. Make it scale into the late game a little bit better, while also nerfing the ability and when it's at absolute strongest, because bringing down a Sven, some of his allies, and some of those early engagements was pretty impossible. I mean, I think everybody watching right now saw the what was that? The Major, right? The CQ Major? What was it that happened? Yeah. They ran a Luna Sven Jar Ranger tri-lane. And I think they ended the game in like 13 minutes or something like that. Just due to the pushing power of the Drow and the Luna and the durability that Warcry added. just made them an unstoppable force.
10 seconds
also
remaining.
step in the first phase. They're showing quite a few of their cards.
5 seconds remaining.
They are. I mean, Phantom Lancer is a pretty good hero, but with how they changed some leashes around, I feel like he's weakened quite a bit because there's a lot less things that you can escape with your doppelganger at the moment. Shadow Shaman is one of the heroes that's, I guess, decent at dealing with the Phantom Lancer, but if Phantom Lancer already has his illusions out, then it becomes hard for Shadow Shaman to really get on top of him, get the right person with that instant hex. So I do like the PL pick, but you'd have to be pretty careful about the amount of disable already from that one hero. PL is somebody you want to run when the enemies have really limited disable, right?
10 seconds remaining.
Oh.
5 seconds remaining.
It's kind of what they're thinking about because they banned out the Tide Hunter right after, and that's one of the heroes that are a little bit better at dealing with PL.
Rumas as well, just the spell being very powerful again. Big map. So offlaners is still left, but can they go back? Centaur would still be in the pool, coming up with something like an Undying that alone. Laner that they're sending.
Oh yeah, I mean, they're going to continue with this, I guess, early amount of aggression. They've been dying Shadow Shaman already. Both these heroes can do insane things at the start of the game, and both of them are pretty good at taking down towers. Tombstone is really hard to fight in front of, so a lot of the time you have to give up an objective that they put it down beside. And same thing goes for Mass Serpent Wards. So, I think they'll continue on doing something like that. They'll try and take the first game in this best of 3 as quickly as possible, but we'll see. Yeah, they ban out the Enigma. So they're trying to they took that huge team fight ultimate out of the game, and they took saves out of the game. They're making it kind of hard to defend.
Yeah. So, I don't know, I mean, I'm gonna have to start picking up scores here, one way or the other. Again, with the offlane pool kind of being limited right now, even with the other ban too. Probably gonna start with what's bad right now. Beyond that, I mean, they can still go wherever they want to.
Radiant team pick.
Really something that's a lot of relief for the fans. Underbots actually, all these other heroes that I've had in the back of my mind.
Yep. Wasn't so strong in the last patch, but I've seen some people experiment and talk about it the last day. I was going to say a couple days, but we haven't really had a couple days since the patch.
Not really, no.
10 seconds remaining.
No. So Underlord coming out here, and exactly like you just said, he's somebody who brings some AoE to the table. That root from him will help lock down the Phantom Lancer. He pushes towers down pretty easily, and like once he starts getting a couple kills under his belt, he starts accelerating really quickly. You take a team fight near a tower, get a hero kill or two, you're chunking that tower down.
I mentioned the infinite scaling, permanent damage as well for every hero that dies. Yeah. So that can start to add up quite a little bit.
Pick.
Not necessarily for team fights, but certainly for as an add-on power pushes. Something worth considering. Oh, Witch Doctor, alright. So I played the hero a couple of times already again, and I feel like he's been a part of the reason why he's been fallen off is one, that other heroes got a lot stronger and more popular, but most importantly that nerf to the map putting the cooldown up to what, 60 seconds or something at level 1?
5 seconds remaining.
Yeah,
it's been reverted mostly, and it's now down to again 30 seconds or something.
Yeah, I mean at level 1 it's not even that strong. It's just like, okay, well you only really have 1.5 abilities to use in the laning phase. If you decide to put that point into Maledict,
still,
you rarely get the chance to use it. It's a huge punish if you decide to waste it.
That being said though, if you have the right combo with it, if you can spam it out like that every 30 seconds, it was 50 seconds before, not on 30 seconds. It helps you trade very, very effectively, especially if you have a hero like the Phantom Lancer. The next hero in lane, they can always throw in that extra nuke or just run in with the Phantom Rush, depending on what can it do. Even up against the Overlord, who kind of wants to feel like very tanky, very like a big old tanky slug. It's
a big old tanky slug. He was given 5 movement speed this game though, so he's a slightly faster
Sven got given 15, so don't even start with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, Witch Doctor, I think he's one of these heroes that can come back into can still be
concept
again in the laning pit.
Jabba the Hutt Underlord. What do you think?
Seconds remaining.
Sounds like a sweet cosmetic.
I mean, Fortnite can have Thanos. We can have Jabba the Hutt Underlord.
Well, what you could also get is a Terrorblade. 6 Gaming go back to that super powerful late game core that got them the victory in the last game. But Tigers. Bat Rider. What do you make of that?
And you can put the people in Carbonite when they're hit by his W. But the Bat Rider, he was buffed this patch. The Bat Rider. A lot of people say that this hero is coming back strong. He's alive again. The Firefly was buffed
10
quite...
seconds remaining.
Yeah, of course.
5
Grants
seconds
movement speed
remaining.
bonus.
Exactly.
Lasts a
And
little
that's
bit less, but has lower cooldown as well.
Yeah. You never need that full 18 seconds to run down a hero anyways. At least I never remember a time. Yeah, I don't remember a time anyone's taken the full 18 seconds to kill somebody. And yeah, it takes a lot less time if you're faster. I mean, it is changed around a little bit. Percentage increased movement speeds for slower heroes like the Bat Rider. Give them a little bit less than what they used to have, just due to how boots were changed around. Base movement speed and percentage increases, but overall he's going to be a stronger laner due to that Firefly change. The cooldown of it is lower, so there's less downtime on it, so you have to be a lot more concerned about sticking napalm and things like that.
Especially on the hero like positioning too. Has a lot of base armor, but not a big health pool, so if he's not careful, there's a couple of stacks on him, he's kind of slowed, and then next thing you know, Bat Rider is right on top of you with that Firefly, and there's no way you get out of that. Even if it's not the Firefly, even if it's just the Flame Break, be enough.
Radiant team pick.
So, we're gonna see some
Dire team pick.
interesting plays here by the Bat Rider, probably. And I think one of the biggest things that make heroes strong is when there's a lot less punish for misusing your abilities. Heroes like Tusk in his tag team are very strong. Bat Rider with his Firefly, I think now fits into that category. And okay, Outworld Devourer. That hero I think has always been in the spotlight, the amount that he can do with his Dendy's Eclipse, and I think it's really powerful here against a Terrorblade. I don't know about these other heroes though. A Dying and Shadow Shaman, I don't think Odie's that strong against. He's gonna have to win his lane pretty hard.
OD by himself does not have the highest attack speed. I guess you have the Phantom Answer.
Yeah. Peel is a pretty good answer to that Undying. I feel like that was a pretty good pick. I mean, being able to rush towards that Tombstone, being able to hit it down with your illusions, takes it down in pretty short order. Overall, though, I think that 406 is gonna... Ooh! Alright, what are your thoughts on this one?
I was gonna ask
that is unusual.
Because I would... Like, my tiny dragon brain would not think of picking an Ember Spirit up against the OD.
Wait, so 458, he's the mid laner for their team, correct?
I do believe so.
Alright, I'm not the most familiar with this region.
I think Lycan last, I believe, out of mid. Might have also run the Terrorblade there. I'm not... But either way, like, melee hero up against OD.
No, especially not Ember. I feel like he's gonna lose that lane pretty...
Huh. Well, it's certainly a curveball one way or the other, but... overall... doesn't really fill me with confidence. I mean, this is the best of 3, even if they give this one away, they still have a chance, but Tigers... they have a lot of good lanes going for them. Not just with the OD, but also bad. Well, I'm looking forward to see the Witch Doctor. This Sven supports also can be very hard to deal with early on. As long as you have your mangoes, you can always have to threat for Stormhammer. Warcry also messes with the map quite a bit when you're trying to fight into that, so it's... Yeah, I can see them... I can see Tigers taking this game.
Alright. Your money's Yeah, 496.
This was all
Break it all.
1437.
Help. Alright, I'm not convinced about this Ember pick. I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Other than that, I absolutely love their draft. I think that they have the ability to end this game very quickly. I don't think Tigers has the best tools to deal with this sort of aggression, other than the Bat Rider. I'm interested in seeing what this Bat Rider can do right now, with how his Firefly was changed around.
We're seeing tips exchanged. No reason they're not seeing each other.
Just a little friendly spirit of Dota.
30 seconds to battle.
We'll get these new quests, you know. I don't think they actually count a lobby game.
Wait, there's a tip quest?
This is a tip quest. Tip
What
quest,
is
a
it?
command quest.
What's a tip quest?
Gotta tip a lot of people across it.
That's it? That's not really a quest.
Just check it out yourself if you don't believe me. You steal down bottoms, looking poised. Say to steal the bounty, and it looks like he'll be successful at the same time. I get both of them down there. Tiger still at top. Stranglehold on that area. Split it to overall.
Well, we have to get back a little bit here on the Undying. Actually, never mind.
Go.
The Witch Doctor's going to have to be a little bit careful here. The Undying's going to be just fine.
You know? I don't think it's gonna do a bit of damage.
Yeah, not that much. He did steal 2 stacks of strength there. Maledict's damage is based on not the amount of damage that you take during Maledict, but the amount of HP that you have when Maledict originally hits your hero. Fun fact.
It's too complicated.
That's why you have me here, though, buddy.
Well, how much health they have lost since the curse began. Oh, what? Okay. Yep, got in there, I guess. I did not expect that. No. I did expect that, though. 147. Yeah, told you, Maledict was strong.
But again, he didn't actually take that much damage there, though. He just happened to lose a bunch of strength during that Maledict. So it did extra damage because of HP. Yeah. Exactly.
We were talking about before, wasn't it?
Based on your HP numbers, not the net damage that you take. So anyways.
Nice bullets are up there, though. 37, trying to salvage it. Still get range creep, but I guess yeah, seal. Oh, never mind. Cheeky deny, as they say. Dying, having some issues here. Fella.
I mean, the Witch Doctor moves a little bit faster than this Undying as well, and Undying's movement speed doesn't really go up throughout the game because he does, I think, it's tied for the lowest. Never mind, Tiny's got 0 now. He's the second lowest agility growth rate in the game.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, tied with Skywrath Mage, also at 0.8. Tiny at 0.
Tiny. At least he gets armor now.
Have you ever seen Tiny's face, though? He looks really happy despite being a dumb idiot with no agility.
Scenes of bliss, you know? An illusion, you got 4 gold from that.
Oh, another fun fact. Oh? What the? Okay, I'm not surprised that happened.
Yeah. I'm just looking at these two supporters dancing around.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
So we knew that Ember Spirit would lose the mid lane here to Undying. I didn't think to the Outworld, sorry. I didn't think he'd die solo to him, though.
I think it's just a matter of time.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Yeah, they were talking about that during the drafting phase. That last pick, Ember, didn't make a whole lot of sense. You knew exactly what your Ember would be up against, and you still decided to go for that regardless.
I mean, at least CS-wise, up until this step, he was able to keep up, but it's gonna get worse the higher level is OD. Yeah, pure damage that you're talking about, so I think that does not help you in the slightest up against the orbs. Certainly a bit up against the Astral Prisma damage.
Look at that.
Chunking through. Also
he's chunked. Meanwhile, OD gets smarter. He's still sitting at full mana here, so as soon as he walks back to lane, he's able to throw out some arcane orbs and did miss that kill there on the bottom lane. But the Metamorphosis did come out from the Terrorblade. I think that Witch Doctor was stacking that camp over there.
Still a man gone undying if they want to keep going a little bit more. We're certainly feeling the pressure here, but again, that's not really reflected in the CS just yet.
You're doing a pretty good job keeping up against a lane like this. Undying is extremely scary, and Terrorblade already with some kills under his belt due to that Metamorphosis. Did misplay a little bit at the start of the game, getting himself caught out there.
So, let's talk a little bit about top lane though, because it's been rather quiet here. You do have this Underlord, safe lane, free position kind of thing. Chum helping out. Stacks, also trying to get some levels. Same thing happening on the other side though. Zephyr and Meander doing that. When do you think this is gonna, like, who's gonna get the better end of this trade?
Honestly, I think the enemies just have to avoid this Batrider. He gets the better end of these trades, right? I mean, I think this Underlord, yeah, unless he just gets all the way back. I mean, he's partway through his jungle now, and he's continuing to run away from the Batrider.
Seal super freaking low, and they should get the rune here. Looks like he'll end up dropping sooner rather than later. And once again, Melodix nets a kill. Oh, it was 1-7.
Oh no. That was a real nice dodge there from Yoshi.
Yeah, look, this is how you know that you have a sad Ember Spirit. When he has to rotate at level 4.
Yeah, level 4.
I was like, I've seen it a couple of times, and it's always sad.
I feel kind of bad for the guy right now. I mean, his team did put him in this position. Meanwhile, OD, halfway to level 7 already, is 3 Null Talismans, and he's deciding to go for that Midas early. So he's just going to have the time of his life here. I feel like he's going to be one of the main threats that slows down 496, and that could cost them this game because they have in a draft that they really want to play fast and aggressive. They want to be taking towers as quickly as possible. When you lose with your mid lane this badly, you can't really do that anymore.
Has all the opportunities that he's ever going to need this game. I mean, not just only the wave, he's also getting craps one of them nice, and also trying to farm this small camp here whenever he gets the chance. Gonna have to come up with some sort of solution here. Right now they bring the Undying up top. FBB kind of a little bit perhaps. This is a TP in below. They're making this lane rotation, and ideally you want to pick up the kill with that. The Tombstone is down, the Shackles over and around the end. Interrupted with the stun. You can just walk away.
Yeah, you do have to be pretty careful here. I mean, the Firefly will not affect anything. It will not affect these zombies here from the Undying, but you're forced to get back, get the extra movement speed from the Warcry, you get the extra movement speed from the Firefly. Suddenly the slow from those zombies on the Tombstone don't really mean anything.
Getting the kill on it, plus 125 gold. Zephyr, I'm very happy about that.
Undying will sing of my reign.
Look at this mid lane, 137 also feeling comfortable. Rotating out, this down bottom. That lane turned into 1v1. Ember Spirit's actually taking over.
Yeah. I mean, they realized, well, you can't lane mid against the OD anymore. So we're sending you to the bottom lane. We're just going to kind of rotate the heroes mid lane as they need XP. So just kind of swapping in and out. Underlord sitting there for a little while now. Undying gets his turn. So mid lane is kind of the sit back and safe, don't really die lane, but nobody's really going to be able to contest this OD's farm or get any farm on their own.
Minutes in. Look towards some of these tier 1 towers, Moon Meander. I mean, that's one thing that the Batrider does not give you is Tower Bush, but Minus creeps with that, perhaps with catapult wave coming in.
Radiant's bottom tower is under
They don't really have any heroes that are that great for taking towers in the Sided Tigers. The only hero that does that much tower damage is the Phantom Lancer, and he's not really the kind of hero that's going to be hitting towers that early.
He needs a few items to really... Ooh, okay, I'll find that, BB.
Yeah, and there's nothing he's going to be able to do about this. I'm not even sure it's worth their Undying to come in to save him. They're going to try, though.
Force out the lasso, I guess. It's looking pretty scary, at least, with this DD, the Tombstone, and the tower. Killua also.
Dire's middle tower.
Kill will not turn it into 4. which does as well. But now with Firefly down, they're getting the Metamorphosis. Now with the Remnant, with the Ember's Bird coming in, with extra control and enough damage. Actually turns it into a win for 1 and 6, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, take that trade every day of the week. You did have to rotate all your heroes to top lane, but they weren't really doing anything elsewhere on the map. So, as much as you'd say, has space created, well, you didn't really create that much space. They weren't really doing much to begin with, so 4 and 6, take that happy little victory. And
suddenly you need these kind of moves if you haven't really won your lane. So yeah, I guess you did well enough down bottom with the Tower Blade. You can still always do this, what he's doing right now, go into the jungle. Farm up very efficiently. He was not really slowed down, Phantom Lancer. Background until this point, he was doing very well himself, and we've talked about the review. It's already very early on.
Yeah. This is a happy Dendi. I mean, with this kind of farm, I'm sure he's not missing Na'Vi much right now.
Okay, trying to go ahead, there's plenty of illusions though, but a few remnants. Just burst him down straight up, 1.37. Trying to turn this around, but with the Flame got still up and running, there's no way to include damage. Lose that health. Dendi does steal the bounty rune though. So get that money, but now he's in a bit of no man's land, but looks like they don't actually want to fight him.
Gets that lasso off on him, then continues to walk away, even with 4 heroes around him. They want nothing to do with that. 3, excuse me.
I know you're in bad with numbers. So.
Yeah. Well, they're confusing with them.
Walking straight in onto Shadow Shaman. A couple of right clicks will finish him off. The Tombstone down for the count very quickly too. Seal trying to TP out. No cast, no anything, but they do have the Astral Imprisonment then himself, so should be a secondary kill.
Yep. Dendi says, alright, you can have that one. Doesn't even bother using Arcane Orbs to finish him off. Gives it to Mushi, because Mushi needs a little bit farm more than Dendi does right now, because this guy's just rolling in money. Take a look at his top of the net worth chart.
While that was happening, Zephyr ran into the jungle, no fear in the world, and just annoyed Killua. They're stealing experience in the last hit or two, just playing so aggressively and they're not really being punished for it at all.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower
they're doing a really good job of knowing how their heroes are played and playing them around the map really well. They did this last game. They're playing really disciplined Dota. They know exactly like what they can do at any given time and taking full advantage of that.
Under attack.
I feel like they don't really give the enemy team a lot of breathing room.
It's a bit awkward here. They were looking for the Bad Rod instead of the Sven. They might still find him. Remnant forward into the chains. That BB can maybe go in for Shaka, but now an excellent movement speed coming into play. Why do it here right now? It's a max out Firefly, and he already has Boots of Travel too. Maybe that's also part of it.
Oof. That's a very speedy boy.
It's still a bit of an awkward rotation because it's smoked right under an observer ward here.
Dire's middle tower.
But Tigers didn't really react. They could have lost Zephyr there, but they wanted to get the bigger fish.
Dire's middle
Actually, they almost did lose Zephyr. If you were watching that one, Terrorblade popped his Metamorphosis and Sven identified how much damage the Terrorblade could do to him. Managed to get that TP out on like 20 HP left. So nice play by him there. Metamorphosis is going to be down for the next thing that they want to do as well. That just ended.
Damage, 1.37. Gets himself a Sentry Ward, but Red with a DD room. Himself that solo kill very easily. Plus 3 damage here from level 2 after kill. Good.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Permanent plus 6. Infinite scaling now.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Slug Legion Commander.
It's like one of these buzzwords, you know?
Yeah.
Like blockchain and smart contracts and infinite scaling.
Cryptocurrency.
Well, here we go. Want some revenge. And then going to Lasso. Melodic does connect. There should be enough damage overall, but that could be done this around with the Shackle, the Tombstone in the middle of these walls. They're gonna be able to bring out 1.37 Red. Actually still alive, but he should take out to the Melodics. Surely, there it is. Then the ultimate rotation in by the Benjamin on one. Seal. Still hiding behind the Tombstone here. This is no man's land. You don't want to fight in this area for Tigers right now. Why they can all back off.
Dendy did have his ultimate up right there, but those are the two heroes that you don't want to be using Sandy clips on. Both Undying and Rasta both have really high intelligence growth rates and base intelligence. So those are the people you're going to do the least amount of damage on. Even though he might have been able to secure himself a kill there, it would have been pretty close. So he decides not to pop that.
Bombing a few of the wards and they get the tower deny. And 6 don't get any extra money off of that at least.
Yep. Speaking of extra money, Tiger's getting a lot of extra gold from this Undying. Every time he's been trying to take a fight, he means just clean up his tombstone and get some extra gold.
All of this is starting to add up. I mean, 14 minutes in, 5k advantage, mostly just a couple of towers going down, mostly just farming efficient. Then with his Midas even way ahead of this Aeroblade, they don't need to quite a lot in the jungle. Now they smoked up again. They
clear the stack.
Want to take matters into their own hand, slow down some of these Tiger balls.
Yeah, I mean, you want to be playing this game fast and aggressive on 496, and they've really been slowed down. They don't want Tigers to be ahead at this point in the game, but they are. They're taking towers a lot slower than they wanted to as well. The only one they've gotten right now is the bottom one, and I feel like they want 2 or 3 by this point.
They shit it on Mumbai, and this time they find the shackles. So far they coming back in. The person down is actually surprisingly tanky with the stick charges with every teammate in the world coming in. Banishment on Seal. Tombstone is down already, so I feel too comfortable fighting unless they can get rid of it. Once again, I mean, there was like, what, 3-4 people initiating onto Batrider, and he just walks away.
Yeah, and he actually, even though he's tanky as you say, this is the least tanky in the game he's going to be. All he has right now is these Boots of Travels, and they weren't really coming into play when he was held under that lockdown from the Shadow Shaman. The fact that you can't bring down this Batrider right now is very bad news as this game goes on. It's only going to get more difficult.
But the only way that you actually can do damage right now is 2 ways. Either you just use literally all your spells, including like Serpent Wards and a couple of remnants of the Ember Spirit, or you just have a Terrorblade there with the Metamorphosis.
Yeah, I can just imagine the comms. Get him, boys! And they drop everything on him.
You know this meme about like, oh, everybody hit this disruptor, I hit this guy. I'm trying, but it's literally no damage.
Oh no, the old one with the Doom. He's got too much armor.
Yeah. Well, that Sandy's Eclipse didn't look like it did much, but it actually got rid of a lot of the mana from the Ember Spirit. Even jumps his remnant. That free kill there in mid. Down bottom. Okay, this time they can try again. Shackles into roots. This time, wins the server wants to win. That's what I'm talking about.
Just barely. They didn't get him with that last little click right there. He was going to get away. He's a very fast boy with his Boots of Travel, but again, this is the least tanky he's going to be. Boots of Travel, Blink Dagger. So both those items give him not really any combat stats, but he is a very fast boy.
Alright.
Ember Spirit. Finally getting a little bit of farm. Wants his Boots of Travel. I'm not sure that's going to do a whole lot for him at the moment, because even though he's going to have that, he's not going to be able to do a whole lot in these fights.
We're just playing for the long game again. I mean, we've got an Ember who can practically scale quite nicely with the right items. Yeah, maybe. Move on under quickly. They're seeping in for Parade as well as with the Underlord.
I don't think it's going to be enough.
Okay, find some roots of Phantomlancer. Doppelganger away. We're just walking. Zephyr's there. Stick charges to not stun. We're just want to get him up. You better TP in with the blink, with the lasso. The double stun coming through. Bit of damage being done in turn. Seal looks like he'll trade himself for Zephyr eventually here, but not just him. 4-8. Also down for the count. 4-5-8. Chase too far. Too greedily. Tombstone also going down. Extra money from Wushi, and look at this Phantom Lancer. We haven't talked about him much, but he's been hitting creeps. And he almost has enough money as the Midas OT on his own team.
Hold on. Yeah. When did he do this?
I don't know, man. He's just doing it. He's pushing waves. He's just clicking creeps.
I mean, I guess I've gotten a little bit of extra gold from those tombstones from Undying, but we just saw the strength of, even though I was criticizing the lack of the combat stats on the Boots of Travel, the fact that Bat Rage is just able to jump in there and turn that team fight around for them was pretty huge there. Because what was going to be like them losing 1 or 2 heroes there turned into a 2-for-1 trade. And that was after they killed the Shadow Shaman, so the overall engagement was 3-for-1.
Good from 496 to identify that there's some Radiant Vision up on high ground. There's still another ward inside the jungle though. Either way though, they do not get anything in return for this significant amount of tier 2 tower damage that Tiger was able to put in.
No, I think things are only getting worse and worse for them though. You wanted to run this really aggressive lineup, and you built the Veil of Discord on the Ember Spirit. As much as you were talking about, yeah, this hero can scale into the late game pretty well, but it all depends on his item build. And going Veil first on Ember Spirit, I feel like you're throwing your eggs in the early game basket, not the late. Went for the Flame Guard absorption talent as well, which isn't really going to help as the game goes on.
Seems like a lot though. Plus 250 extra absorption over 20 minutes. Well,
yeah, but keep in mind, it's not HP.
Shackles with the wards, everything being dropped, including a couple of remnants here. They burst down Dandy, and now they're looking for more Zephyr, walking away up north. Looks like it's dragging the entire board. Stun? Will they even get it?
They will. I don't think they can turn this, and Phantom Lantern identifies that.
I think Qualifier maybe Mystic was TPing there for a second. By the way, they do get the extra kill. They're able to try. Good move once again, just getting some momentum on the board.
Yeah. That was much needed 2 kills for them there. They did get a lot of gold for killing Dandy there, and as far as net worth exchange goes, those 2 kills, I think, almost changed by 2,000 net worth swing, so we're down from a 7k advantage to a 5. So, I think they're pretty happy about that one at the moment, but at the same time, you're still farming on your Phantom Lancer during all of that, so you're really not doing too bad. He's almost got his Manta up already.
If you look at Tigers in general, like they're a lot more spread out across the map. They're not really worried about losing their objectives, because 496 are taking quite long to chase these heroes down, so they can't really turn this net into towers. So,
well, they're forcing 496 to drop these ultimates, the Mass Serpent Wards and the Tombstone, even though it's not an ultimate. These huge abilities.
Might as well be, honestly.
Yeah, it might as well be. They're forcing them to drop these outside of their towers. Yeah. So they can't push the towers as they use those things. Alright.
Focus on themselves a little bit. Red is going to be brought down very easily.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Young Luke Skywalker. Mushi. Taking down Jabba.
But yeah, all of that was happening. 496, they're like running after heroes, or like they're farming very close, tight-knit group here, more or less together in the same area. And Tigers, they were a lot more efficient across the map. They get a kill, they go straight into Rush.
Yep. And Roche going down here, so they pick that up, and I think that they can take probably a tier 2 tower from this. I mean, you do always have to be afraid of the Mass Serpent Wards and Tombstone. You don't want to fight under those things, but now with the Aegis on Dendy, like the game is in their hands. They get to choose when they're fighting, and I guess kind of stop the enemies from pushing their base. Because if you try and fight in Dendy with this Aegis, you got to use everything to bring this guy down. At the moment, he is so far ahead. Like last fight, they used Tombstone, they hold him there with the Shackles, they had all the Mass Serpent Wards on him, bringing him down twice, and giving Tigers all the time to respond. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Well, still find a way, but need to have something going. So, I mean, Terrorblade is not too far behind. Looking up there with the rest of them. No deaths yet, so good was doing as much as he can. Going straight towards that BKB now. To protect him against some of these issues. I mean, the mana burn's actually a big deal now. The Thunder.
Oh yeah, especially on a hero like this Underlord, he's not going to be able to get off more than one of these Firestorms in a team fight. Even though he can survive this Phantom Lancer for a little while, if he loses all of his mana, again, he's just a huge slug. All he can really do is walk around with his aura, reducing the damage to some of these heroes. Once Phantom Lancer gets on this guy for just a couple seconds, it burns all of his mana, he becomes useless. And even though you're taking down this Tier 1 tower, you're about to lose a Tier 2, and this Batrider is going to stop you from pushing any further with his Firefly. Look at these creeps burn. Alright, they actually dropped...
Burning defensive fortify here on the creep wave. Also dropped the Serpent Wards for the Tier 1, still not available. They still don't want to commit for defense, but they're going to have to right now, because it's high ground time. The Tigers. Of course they're going to force this one. Underlord ult being shut
Dandy actually has a sheep stick here.
Indeed. Alright, this is very careful now. Yeah, it's going on right now in the ears. There's a Hex. No follow-up though, as they're both rooted up. Now, Ultra Hex, still one Phantom Lancer, but the illusion is still wreaking havoc here. That be cannot stay in. Now, they keep focusing, breaking down this big drop. Some illusions. Take that down very easily. No, it's dead. Different heroes as more illusions are batting up against each other. Looks like Pepper at least is going to go down. Aegis will also be triggered as Mumbai with that buyback. Actually, shackling up some more supports on the back, and with the fall of control, they actually bring down Denny's second time. Oogie is still going strong, but he's in between a lot of issues here, and he has no Aegis to fall back on. So
bringing down Dandy,
too deep in the end, but at what cost? Almost got
Yeah, they almost got him terribly. Did manage to get that center off, and he did get away. Recognize he doesn't have very much HP, but you're bringing down Dandy with that second kill there on the Aegis, popping that Metamorphosis, turning on him instantly. The second kill on Dandy. That was super important there. He basically didn't get to use his Aegis.
Look at the last hero. Poor Batrider trying to pick up some bounty runes. I got one of them, but then he died, so all of a sudden...
that's what you're talking about.
Bit of momentum coming in, 496. You can push out the waves, you can get some extra farm in.
I mean, shrines are now open up, but I feel like if you're Tigers, that's the fight that you wanted to win. You wanted to take Barracks right there. Yeah, you're not really in that bad of a place given your heroes, given your net worth and your EXP advantage, but you went in that expecting to take a Rax there, and I feel like it's not as one-sided it was in the last game. Everything last game was dictated by Tigers. They knew like exactly how far they could go in and whatnot, but 496 just gave them the run for their money. They thought, okay, we're going to get this Rax, and they proved them wrong right there, so slipping up a little bit.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
On bottom, they do have the catapult ready to go. This time Tiger's not in any position to get some trades going. Trying in mid, but really committing for it. Will be given away for free.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
The taxi. The Lord all the way up top with the smoke up.
This could be big.
Really big here. Zephyr and Bushi, that's a much bigger one here. The Hex over though on the first target that they find. Zephyr trying to bring him down, but meanwhile, Phantom Lancer shackled up in the back. They're gonna make him down both, despite the Warcry, despite everything. And now they're looking for more, even one remnant, two remnants. Dandy rooted up, but 458, he needs some help. Couple right things forward, 1-4-3-7 with the hammer big drop. The Ember Spirit, should actually take out to the Melodic, but it was a noble sacrifice. Double kill for Killua, as that should find the secondary kill on the Undying, but more and more are going the other way. That's an ultra kill for the Terrorblade. And let's not forget the Underlord. He was in the middle of all of that. He has 235 extra damage, and even find Meander again, shackled under the wards. Red looking for some more permanent damage, and he's gonna get it only just in range. Get that damage to a tower, my friend. Feels so good.
Meander goes down. That means
200. No, I started to lose it. Yeah.
No tools to defend at the moment now either, so Killua gonna bring down this tower in short order. They can't push any more than this, I feel like. Phantom Lancer, Sven, Witch Doctor, all gonna be up too quickly. But oh my god, was that a crazy turn. Let's take a look at the EXP and the gold graphs right now, my friend. And win rates too. Dota Plus now says that Dyer has a higher chance of winning this game. I'm not so sure if I agree with that though.
That's what a mountain looks like, Neff.
An upside down mountain? No. Like last game? A normal mountain. Oh my god, though. Alright.
Do not underestimate Terrorblade. Do not underestimate it. It's something similar. What kind of happens to Detonator in that best of one that played?
Dire structures.
They got Terrorbladed in the end. Played.
I feel like if we see the next game in this series, Terrorblade is going to get banned out.
Possibly, yeah, okay. Poor bad rider. This goes on to Creeper. Oh, there's the Underlord thing. Should I leave? Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be fine. All some 3 heroes show up. Dead. Batman.
Moonman, you're spending a while of this game just dead. He's gone all in on movement speed items, and I feel like he should have gotten a little bit tankier because he's sitting on the front lines here.
Now we're pushing out 2 waves at the same time. Still have a tier 2 mid to claim.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
What's your response now on the Tigers?
I mean, I feel like they're still pretty far ahead on Tigers. They can take these team fights. They probably lost a bit of their confidence. But you can just drop the hammer here on Outworld in 10 seconds. Don't have Fortify yet.
Some Phantom Lancer coming in from the back with a heart and a DD run. So this is probably the best kind of fight that they can take, especially if they intercept Red. He's just going to have to play, but the rest of 496 already ready with the reaction. The first down one. That's Witch Doctor bites back immediately here, and that's Phantom Lancer down for the count. Just right-clicked him to death, and not enough save, not enough power from Tigers to help him out, and now Zephyr caught on the outside, the zombie apocalypse chasing him down. Triple kill for Killua, and this is going to turn into more buildings. This is a Terrorblade we're talking about, and not just buildings, but also more heroes. OD, shackled up, Dendy's had such a good lane, but he's not been able to do anything with that. He's got to fight back right now. Looted up forever and a day though, so just losing buildings left, right, and center. Terrorblade isn't even interested in getting more kills. He's just taking care of the bottom lane. One more buybacks, and finally they call it quits.
Yeah, he's just going for objective after objective, and this game is turning around quick. That one little misplay in the top lane, deciding to go for that barracks, costing them so much now by butterfly effect.
Radiant's bottom
I didn't think things would go this bad, but Dendy just got separated from his team due to the Serpent Wards and the Tombstone there. Wasn't able to drop that hammer when all 5 of the enemy heroes were grouped up. So the result of that was them not being able to take the fight. This OD, Dendy, needs to get his BKB as quickly as possible because suddenly it's on Tigers now. They're up against these enemies trying to run down all their buildings and whatnot.
But again, perhaps towards a Roche pit. Big guy is back, Aegis and Cheese. Both teams know that this is a thing right now. Barrier.
Radiant's bottom
6
shrine
walking in first. Second, Nile thinks. We end up with the room. Firefly still betrays his position quite a bit, but still. Blink onto the roof. Terrorblade is going to get the kill save. Now the BKB on 458. It can turn us around. Mumian is getting no support whatsoever. Just burst him down. Move on to the next one. Oh, guess Roshan. So what's committed now? Can you still fight this now?
No, you can't. You need to be able to bring down that Terrorblade in the duration of the lasso. So, they're going to be able to take Roche here. That's Aegis and Cheese for 496. If they go in here now, they lose this fight and they're going to lose the game. But they're standing here on the high ground, not sure if they want to. You guys need to leave.
Yeah, but right now they
can't take this fight.
Blade goes in with the metamorphosis. Stun kind of doing a couple of illusions, and now they're fighting with the shackles coming in from the low ground. Dendy can't do anything right now. Has to force stuff away. Another double shackles, double chain 448, just cleaning up house in the backline. Zephyr trying to do what he can with these stuns, but there's nothing to follow it up with. 458, this Ember Spirit, we've questioned it. but he's been on point with this control, with this insane amount of chasing potential that he's bringing to the team, and now Mass TV'd all the way back home, guys. Let's recharge, and hey, guess what? We have the Underlord Ultimate ready to deliver them towards the top lane, perhaps. There it is, they're pinging it out. Go, go, go. Nah, never mind, they're going mid.
I'm surprised they didn't go for the top lane. A little bit of miscommunication, maybe? I mean, you've already taken the barracks there. Maybe they're looking to end the game right now. They know there's no buyback on Dendi.
They could conceivably just go straight in, or at least the bottom right. One or the other, they're gonna get something here. No matter where the TP to, because Tigers, there's no way they can fight into this right.
No. Buyback is cooldown on the Sven, buyback is cooldown on the Witch Doctor and the OD, so they're just missing 3 heroes.
The shackles over on Mushi. Walks off to try and save him, but now double chains again. They burst him down. He still has buyback. Uses it immediately. Lumiana trying to drag somebody all the way back to the final 4th of 8. Will still be fine. Only a few zombies. Chasing them down one by one, but Serpent Wards through here. There's just no way into this death ball.
They need Dendi back up, but Dendi can't do anything without his BKB. He just didn't get it fast enough, so he gets disabled by the Shadow Shaman every fight. And they're going to take this last set of frags here. There's nothing they can do about it.
Terrible. His Aegis and she. He doesn't even have the Scotty in his inventory right now. That's how little he cares about his ears. They're all pretty healthy right now. Another BKB charge is starting to walk in. Doesn't even have Metamorphosis. I will lose that BB now to the Luden spam as they're trying to keep a hold of the space. But Zephyr, speaking of Luden spam, he's almost gonna die. It's TB trying to chase him down further and further. There's a Hex over on the Terrible Lake. Beautiful pit of Malice there. He's all in. Sunder into the lasso. They might be able to claim this Aegis. They've already gotten the cheese out, but Russell's team still coming in. Mumienda all of a sudden his own devices. Mushi still trying to take advantage of this as Mumienda TP up red. That's not quite enough power to actually do it. Here's Zephyr, another nice little double stun. But Mushi, there's no way he can go into the middle of 5 heroes like this. And then same goes for him. This Hex has not worked out for him at all this game. Now it's just clean up time here. Find the real Mushi. Where is he? He's just trying to hide amongst his illusions. So far it's working. I mean, they're just like, alright, we're not going to deal with this. I'm going to kill Zephyr instead.
Yep.
And then they found the cooldown. They found the real PL. GG, well played is called. And damn, this one turned around its head pretty damn fast, didn't it?
I mean, it looks so good for Tigers there. They're doing everything perfectly. They stopped 496 from getting their early game objectives. Like, I felt like that's what their draft was aiming for. But, like you said, just turned on its head that you gave that Terrorblade an inch and he took a mile.